Have you ever looked around and seen women who seem to have it all? They're beautiful, educated, independent, and free. And yet, so many of them carry this quiet, unspoken sadness. A feeling that something crucial is missing, something that success, attention, or even love can't seem to fill. So, why are so many women unhappy, even when their lives appear so full? This isn't a judgment, it's a genuine question. It's a search for a truth that people rarely dare to speak out loud. Because understanding, it means understanding not just women, but the human condition itself. First, let's talk about the illusion of having it all. Modern society sold women a powerful dream. You can have the career, the love, the beauty, the independence, the family, and happiness. But what no one mentioned is that trying to have it all often means having to carry it all. Between the constant pressure to be successful, attractive, emotionally available, and endlessly understanding, many women are simply exhausted. They're not ungrateful, just completely overwhelmed. And exhaustion often wears the mask of unhappiness. When you're constantly told to do more and be more, it's so easy to feel like you're never enough. That little voice whispering, "You should be happier by now," becomes a constant, painful reminder of some invisible failure. Then there's comparison, the absolute thief of peace. Social media has completely changed the game. Before, women might have compared themselves to their neighbors or friends. Now, they're comparing themselves to millions of people, every single day, every single hour. It's an endless stream of perfect bodies, perfect lives, and perfect relationships. And behind every curated smile is the subtle poison of comparison. Happiness used to come from finding meaning in our lives. Now, it often comes from validation, likes, comments, attention. And while validation is addictive, it's a hunger that can never be truly satisfied. Because once your happiness depends on being seen, it vanishes the moment no one's looking. The result, anxiety, insecurity, and that quiet, nagging ache of why don't I feel good enough? Even the most confident woman can find herself drowning in that silence. Next is the immense pressure to be strong. There was a time when women were told to be soft, supportive, and nurturing. Then, a new message emerged. Be strong, be independent, don't need anyone. But strength without rest becomes a heavy burden. Many women today live in a constant state of internal conflict, trying to be both soft and unbreakable at the same time. They're trying to care for everyone else, often forgetting to care for themselves. The world praises resilience, but rarely rewards vulnerability. And so, many women learn to hide their pain behind their achievements, their smiles, or the automatic phrase, "I'm fine." But inside, they're tired. Not tired of life, but tired of pretending to be unshakable in a world that constantly keeps shaking them. This leads us to emotional overload. Women often carry the invisible emotional weight of their relationships, families, and workplaces. They're expected to understand everyone's feelings, resolve conflicts, and maintain a sense of calm. But who carries them? Who listens when they can't be strong anymore? This emotional labor is invisible, but it drains you like a slow leak. Day after day, giving empathy without receiving it in return can lead to a profound emptiness. You can't pour from an empty cup, yet so many women try because they're afraid of being called selfish if they dare to stop. And ironically, in a world that's more connected than ever, loneliness has become an epidemic. Many women have hundreds of online connections, but almost no one they feel they can truly cry with. They are surrounded by people who know their selfies, but not their souls. Even love has become more about attraction than genuine understanding. When our relationships become shallow, that emotional hunger just deepens. We can receive attention but still feel completely unseen. We can experience affection but still feel unloved. That isn't a sign of weakness, that's just our shared humanity starving for a genuine, deep connection. Then there's the search for identity. For centuries, women's roles were very clearly defined, unfairly but clearly. Now, freedom has given us a world of choice, and with that choice comes confusion. Who am I supposed to be? The ambitious career woman, the nurturing partner, the independent free spirit, or all of them at once? The more identities women try to juggle, the more fragmented they can feel. This constant need to reinvent themselves, to prove their worth through different labels, leaves many wondering who they truly are when no one's watching. Happiness doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from understanding yourself enough to know what truly matters in, having the courage to let the rest go. Many women are also raised on the myth of romantic fulfillment. Movies, stories, and songs all whisper the promise that when the right person arrives, everything will just fall into place. But love is not a cure for emptiness. It can soothe, inspire, and uplift, but it can't replace a connection with yourself. So when reality doesn't match the fantasy, a deep sense of disappointment sets in. Because even when you're in love, unhappiness can still exist, especially when you expect another person to fill the spaces you haven't filled yourself. Real love doesn't fix you. It meets you where you already stand, whole. There's also the constant battle between the heart and the ego. Deep down, every single one of us, man or woman, just wants to be loved, seen, and understood. But our modern culture often rewards the ego more than it rewards empathy. It values status over substance, appearance over depth. In the pursuit of being admired, many women lose touch with the gentle, authentic parts of themselves that once made them feel truly alive. And when the admiration fades, as it always does, they're left with silence and the haunting question, who am I without all this validation? Unhappiness grows in that gap, the space between the life we show the world and the one we actually feel, and let's not forget the forgotten art of stillness. Today's world tells women to always be moving, chasing goals, multitasking, improving, evolving. But happiness doesn't live in constant motion. It lives in stillness, in those quiet moments of peace, reflection, and gratitude. Yet, for many, stillness feels uncomfortable because we've been trained to equate rest with laziness. So instead of sitting with themselves, many women fill every second with noise work, screens, distractions, it's anything to avoid the silence. But silence is where the truth lives. It's where we rediscover what truly matters, beyond the roles, beyond comparison, and beyond expectations. So, why are so many women unhappy? Because they've been chasing happiness in a world that sells illusions. A world that confuses pleasure with peace, validation with love, and achievement with meaning. But the truth that no one tells you is this: happiness is unfound in perfectionate, as found in authenticity. It begins the moment you stop performing and start simply being. When you stop chasing what the world says you should want and start listening to what your soul actually needs. Happiness isn't out there somewhere to be found. It's a quiet decision you make inside to honor yourself, to set boundaries, to forgive your past, and to be truly present in your own life again. Unhappiness isn't a curse, it's a compass. It points you toward the parts of your life that have gone unhealed, unacknowledged, or unloved. When women start to see unhappiness not as a failure, but as guidance, everything can change, because it's in the discomfort that growth truly begins. It's in the sadness that a truth whispers, you've been living for everyone else, it's time to live for you. So maybe the real question isn't, why are women unhappy? Maybe the real question is, when will they give themselves permission to stop pretending and start healing? The world doesn't need more women who are endlessly perfect. It needs women who are real women, who rest, who feel, who forgive, and who rise again. Because happiness isn't something you find. It's something you remember once you finally return to yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content like this. Take care of yourselves.